This is Truce_TF, and it's a digital horror series from the shipping community of TF2. Yeah, I'm just as surprised as you are, and as the name suggests, this community ships the TF2 mercs with other TF2 mercs. Yeah. Okay. Before you click off, alright, Truce_TF is pretty... okay, it's kind of mid, but there is something really good in here, okay? Because how else would it get 1.5k subs, you know? Okay, so you're just gonna have to lobotomize your racism and homophobia like I did for the duration of this video, okay? Okay? Good. Anyway, you might be wondering, how did I find out about this TF2 digital horror series despite it basically being in a part of a completely different community? Well, it's thanks to these two emails informing me about the series, and honestly didn't even realize he was gay till Engineer kissed Spy out of nowhere, and this was my honest reaction. There's like noise in every single okay, are they hugging? What the fuck? Wait a minute. Oh, what the hell? What? They're kissing. So they're in a relationship? That's great. This is... Yo. And I probably should have guessed it was kind of gay because there was a little bit of foreshadowing. Like, bruh, look at this clip, bruh. Bruh. That is a weird-ass hug. Probably would have, like... Actually, no, even if it was over the shoulder, it would be like a sussy-wussy. It's a little... But anyway, once I joined the server, it was pretty clear to me what community Truce_TF originated from. God.
Oh my god.
God damn.
Hell no.
The fuck? That is a lot of channels. That is a lot of channels. Character info. This is very useful. This was a very useful channel. Endings? What is this? Why are the rules all the way down here? Shipping. Duh. Shipping. Vine boom. Spam vine boom. What the heck? Okay, so this is kind of hinting at like the comics being a little bit related to TF Truce. So I guess it's like a different timeline of the main series. That makes sense. Yeah, nice. They, them. Oh, Scourgy, vine boom. I don't really care though. You can be whatever you want. So it was pretty surprising to me that digital horror came from this community of all places, but that's enough talking about the community. Let's get into the lore of the series, since the series is so fucking confusing on first watch, or if you just don't feel like joining the Discord server, which I highly recommend you don't, because they kind of roleplay on there. I mean, it's not excessive, they just roleplay sometimes.
Are you sure?
Guess who's finally getting his powers?
Are you sure?
Season 1 consists of 10 total episodes. The first episode being cryptic with text speaking in first person talking about somebody coming to comfort Red Scout, but it's not what happened in reality and yada yada. So right off the bat, despite being confusing already, we see that this Red Scout wanted to be comforted for something, but nobody came to comfort him, and the Scout is like kind of upset, I suppose. But yeah. In the second episode, we see an engineer looking at this Red Scout creature with elongated limbs. Unknown to us whether this is the same Red Scout from the first video or not, but the main point is that this distorted Red Scout is saying that this engineer wasn't enough for the Scout and demands the NG to leave, or maybe this fucking Scout eats Engineer, but no, we do see Engineer in future episodes. In the third episode, we see a Scout in some sort of void, and the distorted Scout popping up from behind. In the fourth episode, a Red Spy gets attacked from the same distorted Scout, and after a little bit, we see a Spy holding an unconscious Scout, and I suppose Spy says some stuff in French, and translating it translates to, "You didn't deserve this." You didn't do any harm. And no, everything is fine. You can be repaired as if nothing happened. Everything will be fine, I promise. Anyway, clearly the Red Spy in the beginning managed to survive the attack and is now hugging the Red Scout until the spy just goes into denial, saying that Medic could just fix it and pretend nothing happened. So clearly this distorted Scout ain't so powerful. I mean, he got taken down by a spy of all classes. In the 5th episode, Demoman is talking with Soldier till suddenly the Demoman is in a dark place where the Soldier is now hanging, and the poor Demoman is clearly traumatized. Like, oh my god. In the 6th episode, we're back in that void, the Scout looking up and staring into 2 squares of noise before starting to become angry. Unlike before, the Scout starts to move. Unlike in the previous episodes, the Scout starts moving, and the text now is speaking to the Scout directly. And a bunch of screenshots start appearing. A hanging soldier, a grieving spy, NG, the Scout in the intel room, and a demo and a soldier hugging, till we cut to the NG holding an unconscious Scout, and a Scout smiling weirdly with a weirded out soldier. And I don't know what that is, but in the lore of the Discord, canonically, this creature Scout sees is named the Unknown. Yeah, creative name. Basically appears and is like, man, shut your bitch ass. Anyway, in the 7th video, Scout wakes up, probably from the spy shooting him from the 4th episode. And if we assume this Scout creature is the Red Scout, still don't know what's up with that. And also the medic goes, oh my god. Anyway, just let's move on. 8th episode, Scout sees this stupid blocks of noise again, but they don't really do anything, except for when it blocks Scout holding Sniper's hand for some reason, and suddenly the Unknown shows up in the 9th video. Safe to say, the noise is probably caused by the Unknown, like the Unknown is not letting the Scout look at Sniper's hand for some reason. Anyway, in the 10th episode and season finale, Scout gets angry at the Unknown, asking why it's doing this, and the Unknown simply responds with, because you exist, and that's it for season 1. Now, what I just said, either you understood it or not, but on first watch, I assumed the Unknown was like the creator of the series torturing the TF2 mercs for its own amusement. You know, the classic Gunslinger Pro 2009 plot, putting this poor Scout through hell by severing friendships such as not letting the Scout see the Sniper's hand, and possibly a reason for the distorted Scout's appearance. Maybe the Unknown is causing the other mercs to see the Red Scout as this distorted, creepy Scout thing, which caused the spy to attack. But that's just my theory for season 1. We'd still have 40 more episodes, or 5 more seasons to go through. And of course, this is just my interpretation and personal theories of the video itself, not the actual lore from the Discord. If you want the actual lore, you can join the Discord and whatever. But I will be talking about the actual lore from the Discord sometimes, like periodically mentioning stuff that relates to it. So, yeah, but I'm going to be recapping everything, at least my timeline, at the end of the video, so make sure to watch the video till the end. Season 2 starts out with an NG getting a flashback of sorts of a spy with his arm ripped out, and it turns out Blue Spy did, in fact, lose his arm. Like, it's just missing. But in the next episode, we see a traumatized NG as he holds a dead Blue Spy. Turns out it's just a nightmare. NG wakes up next to Blue Spy, relieved that he's, still alive, before the camera zooms into these goggles, which kind of reminded me of the Unknown. Anyway, 3rd episode is where Scout finds a picture of NG and Blue Spy together. Red Scout becomes really angry at this for some reason. And in the 4th episode, Scout is arguing with Medic till NG appears, but instead of trying to figure out what happens, NG immediately accuses Scout of going insane. So it's
You need to back up, Scout. You're going insane.
So it's possible that this type of stuff has happened before, especially since Scout in Season 1 was seeing the Unknown and the blocks of noise, and is being accused of being insane because he told his team and they just think Red Scout is losing it. Yeah, basically, Red Scout sees these hallucinations of the Unknown and the blocks of noise, and he tells his team, and the team is like, wow, that's crazy, you must be crazy, and whatever. It kind of puts some context as to why NG just immediately accused Scout of going insane, rather than trying to find out what's going on like an actual rational adult. But moving on, I was a little bit confused as to why Scout got angry at the NG, but I do eventually figure it out. Since a couple of seconds later Scout says Dad, originally I thought it was a caption error, but in the canon, Medic is Scout's adoptive father, with Scout thinking he's his biological father, which is surprising. I mean, he's literally German. Anyway, in the 5th episode, Scout is holed up away in the intel room when NG appears, and he tries to explain himself, and that's when this hilarious scene comes.
Get out! Please, go fuck off and kill yourself!
Alright, you little shit.
Kill yourself.
What the fuck? Oh my god.
Anyway, NG still tries to talk to Scout, finding out Scout's pulling his skin off for some reason, skull emoji. And anyway, we kind of find out that Scout has an issue with NG, with his relationship with Blue Spy. And that's when NG just calls him a fucking hypocrite, which he kind of is, for sneaking out with Blue Sniper, you know? And Scout is obviously a little bit flabbergasted that NG knows, and not gonna lie, Scout is being extremely immature here, pissing off NG till NG just has a justified crash out and basically kills Scout with one punch. But like, sure, I mean, metal hand, but still, one punch, are you serious? Damn, Red Scout, fragile as hell. Anyway, in the next episode, we see a panicked Pyro, not sure what that's about, but in the 7th episode, titled Experiment, we see NG and Pauline experimenting on a rat. Again, not sure what that's about. In the 8th episode, we see a hospitalized Scout Medic, his adoptive father, looking sad, so I don't know, a coma probably. Next episode, we see a sad NG being comforted by Blue Spy for, you know, basically killing Scout. And finally, in the 10th episode, season finale, I don't know, man, just look at this shit. And that's it for Season 2. However, we do have an unlisted and strange video. The strange video just being some ambience on a creature similar to the unknown with some visual differences. As for the unlisted video, it's the longest video in the entire TF Truce_TF series. And let's just get it started. So, in this unlisted video, we get a lot of lore. Just from this video alone, TF2 the game exists in TF2 the world. How do I know that? We're in the POV of Miss Pauling playing TF2 the game, despite, you know, being a TF2 character, being in the TF2 world. Saying Helen, the administrator, and herself did voice acting work for the company. And the company she's talking about, instead of Valve, it's Manco that created TF2. But something starts going wrong. The game lags a bit, and Miss Pauling just assumes it's a bug since, after all, they are on a modded version of the game. Saying how the voice lines were being a bit strange because it's, you know, it's a modded version. Being unable to pick up the intelligence and sometimes hearing footsteps, and in this modded version, all the voice lines of the administrator is just bleeped out. The video finally ending when Miss Pauling tries to cap but just ends up crashing the game. So, Season 2. Much more confusing than the first season. First season was about Scout and how he was dealing with his hallucinations of the unknown and yada yada. Second season, more focused on NG as Scout gets angry at him for cross-teaming with the Blue Spy. However, in the unlisted video, from my interpretation, since the voice names kept repeating help during the video at random times.
I didn't do that on purpose.
Oh?
It's possible that the modded version that Miss Pauling got is actually affecting reality. After all, the gaming universe is about the mercs themselves, so maybe the modded version is affecting real life, since to us it's just a game of a fictional universe. But if you put said game into the fictional universe, then things start going wrong. And that got me thinking, the unknown is the creator of the series. With one difference, putting TF2 the game into the universe of TF2 despite it basically making no sense, since computers at the time TF2 takes place in wouldn't even be able to run TF2, and it's just a little bit ridiculous to me. But that's about it for Season 2. Let's move on to the next season. We start off season 3 with Engie exploring the 2 Fort sewers, where he finds Classic, Heavy, and Engie, and that's when we get this scene.
Oh my god, young man. Kill yourself!
Yeah, they kiss. Anyway, after which Engie tries to cap the intel before they just stop. After that is the strange episode, and it's just a screenshot of Engie and Blue Spy going to the intelligence room with basically no purpose. I even put it through a spectrogram, nothing there. Like, the audio sounded weird, but nope, didn't reveal anything. Second episode, we see a soldier and a spy, and what the hell is that thing? Third episode, soldier is given news about somebody, maybe, and since in season 1 we see Demo and soldier talking, it's possible that in the third episode, titled Loss, Demoman dies. I mean, we don't really see Red Demoman after this episode, so yeah. Fourth episode, we see Medic and Heavy go home till they crash and fucking kill Engineer TF2, and we see Engie now in the void instead of Scout was, like in season 1. And we see another creature similar to the Unknown, and it shows us this. All the mercs, except for Scout. Possibly because Scout is being haunted by the Unknown, so whatever this is, maybe it's like the Unknown to Scout, and it's haunting the Engineer, right? So, the Unknown haunts Scout. This thing is now gonna haunt Engineer. Anyway, this thing, it tells Engie to find a liar in his team, and also that it loves him for some reason, and the only thing I can think of that would love Red Engie is, of course, Blue Spy, but Blue Spy isn't dead. We don't see Blue Spy die, or maybe it's the dream version of Blue Spy, you know, the Blue Spy that died in Engie's dream, and this is so confusing. Fifth episode, we see what's up with Red Sniper. He's just chilling, looking at a deer. He's just chilling while the fucking red team suffers from schizophrenia. Sixth episode, we see Miss Pauling just chilling with Margaret. You know, Saxon Hale's wife, when Pauling looks up and sees 2 stars in the night sky, just also chilling. Seventh episode, we see a tired Miss Pauling as she sees Red Scout waving to him. Maybe Red Scout didn't die. I don't know, like I said, the series is confusing. I mean, in the Discord it says he's dead since season 2 episode 7, which is a little confusing because he does reappear, like right here. So I guess Red Scout is revived. 8th episode, it's cold. Blue Soldier suddenly gets attacked by Blue Heavy, and then he fucking dies because Blue Heavy decided to crush his head one day. And that's a wrap for season 3. We get to see a little bit of Blue Team, and from the Discord, basically Blue Team is fucked. Like just look at this. The entire Blue Team is on steroids and severe painkillers. Everyone Blue Team suffers from fraud syndrome. Everyone, Blue Team lobotomized their medic after they began. What is this? What the fuck? Bro absolutely hates the Blue Team, bro. Like, oh hell no. The entire Blue Team has anxiety and imposter syndrome. Anyway, season 3 sucked ass, except for, oh my god, they're kissing. That scene was hilarious, and the only memorable thing about season 3, not gonna lie. Overall, season 3 consisted of mostly unrelated stuff, except for Demoman dying, I guess. And that's a wrap for season 3. I already said that. Not much lore in season 3, so I'm probably not gonna talk about season 3 again. Anyway, moving on. Okay, let's speedrun this. First episode, Scout sad. Medic is like, "Bruh, what's wrong, ka?" And then the Scout is like, "Man, I don't know." Second episode, Miss Pauling depressed as shit, and the administrator is like, "What's wrong, ka? The intelligence." And then Miss Pauling cries with a hug, because the administrator cares about Miss Pauling, and is like, "Don't worry, ka, I got you." And that's it for the second episode. Third episode, Miss Pauling, just like the red team, doesn't believe Scout's rants, and then Scout sees the unknown in the vision of Blue Scout. And not gonna lie, crazy how nobody in the entire red team believes Scout except for, you know, his father, Medic. Heck, not even a single bit of advice, like, "Yo, Scout, maybe talk to a doctor and get medication for the hallucinations," or "Yo, Scout, just ignore it for real. But no, red team's like, "Scout, you crazy. Heavy, and then proceeds to do nothing to help him. You're like, Scout, you're going insane. And what's that gonna do? You just, he knows he's insane. What is that gonna do? 4th episode. Heavy is in surgery. Medic asks him to trust him, and then the surgery goes well. And I guess this episode is a filler episode showing the relationship of Heavy and Medic. Yep. 5th episode. So good. It's so good. Best voice acting I've heard in a while. It's better than some shows even. I can feel the fear in Medic's voice as he experiences this nightmare. Basically, Bunny Scout creature shows up in Medic's nightmare, and then Medic wakes up. 6th episode. Blue Spy shows up in front of Pyro for some reason, maybe to comfort him. I don't know. He just stands there doing jack shit, doing a dumbass pose. 7th episode. I can't speedrun this. I can't speedrun this episode. But in season 3, if you remember, Blue Soldier gets killed by Blue Heavy, and Blue Demo Man becomes depressed because of that, and he jumps off the and we kind of don't ever see Blue Demo Man again. So this was a pretty. This is a kind of serious topic, but yeah, let's just get back to speedrunning. Run it back.
Mods, crush the skull. Thank you.
She's gone. You know what? But you told the people here, right? No, she's gone. Look, there's no use in denying it. And I know you're not trying. Grave is empty.
8th episode. Soldier is looking at Zana's grave. You know, Zana, Soldier's wife. But in the background, it's heard that the grave is empty. Like, there's a discussion going on in the background, so it's possible that Zana faked her own death. I don't know. 9th episode, Heavy looks at the cupcakes because the candle in one of them was absolutely tweaking. And then Demoman is like, oh my god, bro, what the fuck? Like, look at his face. Anyway, then Demoman is like, give me a fucking cupcake, lad. And Heavy is like, man, I am fat enough as is already. Just take it. And then Heavy gives Demo Man the cupcake and is like, hey, thanks, lad. And then Demo Man fucks off. And that's it for season 4. Obviously, the mystery video is also there. The mystery video is just Scout going insane. He's like, ah! And that's a wrap. Still confusing, and despite it being more lore focused than season 3, still makes no zero sense. But the gist is, Red Team still thinks Red Scout is crazy and yada yada. Most of season 4 is just random filler and random stuff that we kinda didn't need to see. Basically, everybody's sad, we all know that. They all want comfort. Demo fucking low tier gods himself, and that's the only lore prevalent episode in season 4, kind of. And I guess the only other lore one is the appearance of Blue Scout. Like, we never seen Blue Scout before. He just appears here in Red Scout's vision, I guess. Let's just move on. Season 5. Episode 1 starts out with a banger. So, you know how the entire blue team suffers from anxiety and imposter syndrome? Let's just add schizophrenia to it, because Blue Soldier... Okay, hold on. Isn't Blue Soldier supposed to be dead? Anyway, he hallucinates Demo Man, who is, I guess he's actually dead now because he killed himself. And that's kind of it. Blue Soldier is alive and he hallucinates Blue Demo Man. Yeah. Episode 2, we see Engineer in the Void, and instead of unknown, we see whatever this thing is. And the thing is like...
The architect and the builder. They arrive calmly from their escalator with a sense of purpose.
But instead of the architect and the builder, it's...
The mechanic is here.
The mechanic! You're not supposed to be here! I'm gonna have fun with you!
Fuck you!
He just runs away and then his fingers goes the wrong directions and then he wakes up. So that was kind of lame. And anyway, third episode, Scout redesign. Anyway, in the canon, the eye patch is covering a nasty wound apparently, and his father medic tries to give him a hug, and then Scout's like, yeah man, I needed that shit. And yeah, that's the episode. Fourth episode, Pyro does some stupid shit, like just look at this clip, bro.
Step 1, attempt. Step 2, I already cooked food for you motherfuckers. Step 3, take the food out of the fucking fridge that you asked me to cook. Step 4, eat it. Hope this helps.
Red Pyro becoming passive-aggressive as fuck with this one, chat. Anyway, fifth episode. Miss Pauling is like, oh my god, stop being emo, just listen to me, you're insane, you're insane. And Scout is justifiably, like, he is so in the right. Red Scout is so in the fucking right. Like, he's like, man, shut the fuck. Sixth episode, Red Scout's back to where he met Blue Sniper, I guess, and then the Bunny Scout appears for a split second, you know, the bunny from Medic's Nightmare. I don't know why he's there. I guess he can manifest himself in nightmares and in real life, so that's a little weird. And I guess Red Scout is just reminiscing about the place. Or he regrets the place because, you know, the whole hypocrite thing about him getting unjustifiably mad at Engie, and he's like, man, I'm stupid as fuck. Why did I yell at Engineer? Or something like that. Seventh episode. Heavy is like, and look, oh my god, it's the Bunny Man, it's the Bunny Man. And the Bunny Man is like, oh, he's looking at me. And then I guess Bunny Man also has anxiety. And yeah, that's it. And in the season finale, Cry for Help, Red Scout is looking into the camera and is like, creator of Choose TF, what the fuck is this series, bro? What the fuck is Choose TF, bro? Like, look at this shit. This entire series makes no sense. Actually, no. That's not what Scout is saying. That's just me. Okay, in all seriousness though, I'm not sure what the creator went through, but I'm pretty sure they're putting their personal experience of something into Choose TF, putting their experiences from real life in the form of SFM, you know, in the form of Choose TF. And well, I guess that's a weirdly good coping mechanism for whatever experience the creator of Choose TF went through. The creator is bitepop, by the way. Also, bitepop's on Twitter. Anyway, this is the final season, season 6. This is the current season, and wow, you can see the amount of improvement the creator got at SFM. Like, look at this shit from season 1 and compare it to this shit. Like, wow, this is really good. The creator bitepop, really talented. They are really talented. It's amazing. It's amazing. Wow. Anyway, first episode. Scout comforts his sister. I guess shit. I forgot, but they talk about death. Amazing topic to talk to. Wow, amazing topic to talk to a child about. Wow, like, why is Scout talking to his sister about death, of all things? Anyway, then it just ends after Scout puts his sister to sleep. I don't know if it's his sister. I forgot. I don't know. Is that his sister? I don't know. And that's it. The entity that told Engie to find the liar also shows up at the end, but still no plot developments. Anyway, in the current and final episode, like, the series is still ongoing, so if you want to see the If you want to see the series for yourself, then go subscribe to Choose TF. But this is the current episode as of recording this video. And yeah, it's kind of the final episode. And this episode is just Scout hanging out with Heavy until he just finds a camera. And with the camera, he walks through the woods of Sawmill, returns to 2 Fort, and Enji takes a look at the camera to look at its memory, and that's it. It's a cliffhanger, and that's the current end of the series. From what I can tell, though, Season 6 is vastly different from all of the other seasons, since all of the other seasons were either really shitty filler episodes where it was just like, oh look, Miss Pauling is sad. You see? Look, Miss Pauling's crying. And that was an entire episode, by the way. And also, remember the surgery episode where it just shows the relationship between Heavy and Medic, and they were just like, how they trust each other? Like, we didn't need that episode, but it exists. But at least with Season 6, we can see that there is more dedication. It's longer, it's more animation and story driven. Like, just in the first 2 episodes of Season 6, I can tell that the quality increased a lot. And that's a good thing. But as always, creating content is hard work. So, if the creator of Choose TF is watching this, you're doing great. Just take your time making the series. Even myself, I sometimes take 1-month breaks because burnout, And you created 6 seasons of a freaking series. So take your time creating Choose TF. Like, you have a community. That's great. Good. And that's the final episode. That's the current end of the series. And although I didn't personally really like it, since it seems to be just random stuff with no meaning, like at least in the first 5 seasons, like we got the entity that told Enji to go find the liar, but after that episode, we don't see much of Enji at all. Like, we don't see much of Enji trying to find the liar or whatever. He just exists. He gets a cool new cosmetic change, I guess. And the entity haunting Scout, the unknown. That's the only story we kind of have. But the story is basically Scout starts seeing shit, tells the Red Team, and Red Team is like, haha, you're going insane, and does nothing to help him. And when inevitably Scout crashes out because nobody is listening to him or giving him support for what he's going through, the fucking hallucinations, everybody gets mad at him. Like, what the fuck? And the Blue Team, oh man, the Blue Team is fucked. First, they lobotomize their medic. They all have anxiety and imposter syndrome, and the Heavy just goes batshit insane and starts team killing. I bet he was the one who lobotomized the blue medic. Anyway, another thing is, the TF Classic team lives in the sewers of 2 Fort for some reason, and after that episode, in Season 3, Episode 1, it's never addressed, ever again. You see them once, they're just there, existing, and that's it. You never see him again. Except for that one weird scene where the TF2 Classic Heavy touches Medic and is like, excuse me, I'm in need of medical attention. Anyway, Choose_TF. I personally didn't like the series, but just because I didn't like it doesn't mean you have to not like it as well. Like, you could enjoy Choose TF, because you see, the reason Choose_TF is popular is because of its messy timeline. It's a mystery, a puzzle, and in the comments I see a thriving community trying to piece together which episode go with which, and that's why it's so popular. It's very free for your own interpretation. It's creative. So sure, you have to watch the series again and again just to understand a little bit, but you can use your own mind to think of where the videos go in the timeline and such and such. It's kind of like a puzzle. It's a big waste of time, but once you finish putting the pieces together, you get a really cool picture and you feel proud of yourself. And that's what Choose_TF is. A big puzzle. And bitepop hasn't finished giving its fans all the pieces of the puzzle, which, are the episodes. I don't know how long the series is gonna run. Maybe bitepop will make like 10 seasons and be done with it. Who knows? Yeah. The series is still ongoing, by the way. Like, even after 8 months. Yeah, the Season 1, Episode 1 was 8 months ago, I'm pretty sure. I'm too lazy to check. Anyway, so until Choose_TF finishes, this was my recap of Choose_TF. And before we end the video, let's just go over and recap everything really quickly. Let's just speedrun everything. Or, actually no, this is my timeline. At least from my understanding, okay? Obviously, I'm gonna be like 99% wrong, because this timeline is based strictly on the videos and not the lore from the Discord, so yeah. Let's speedrun this. Okay. In the beginning, Medic adopts Scout for some reason, so I guess his mom dies, you know, Scout's mom dies, and then Medic adopts him. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Angie hooks up with Blue Spy. Oh my god. Scout hangs out with Blue Sniper. Scout then finds out that Angie hooked up with Blue Spy and gets all pissed and angry and just starts being childless and hypocrite. Also, Scout at the same time starts hallucinating the unknown and random blotches of noise, which we never see outside of season 1 and 2 ever again. But then, Angie justifiably crashes out at Scout and punches him because Scout was being a whiny little annoying little bitch, and then Angie is like, oh my god, what have I done? I punched Scout and then I knocked him unconscious, oh my god. And then Scout's in a coma for a little bit before he is revived, but apparently something goes wrong in the revival, and the revival is just like a little bit scuffed, so his eye is a little bit fucked up, so he starts wearing an eye patch to hide up his fucked up eye. Also, he keeps telling people about his hallucinations about the unknown and the blocks of noise, but everybody just calls him insane, even though Scout knows he is going insane. He's literally asking for help, but isn't getting any help because the red team is just like, oh, you're going insane, and does nothing about it. Miss Pauling is acting stupid. Red team is acting stupid and not helping Red Scout. What the fuck? Except for dear old dad, Medic. Medic the goat. Medic the goat for real. Except for the nightmares. Anyway, Angie also starts suffering from hallucinations when he gets hit by a fucking car because Heavy and Medic were all being lovey and dovey and not paying attention to the road like idiots. And then the creature is like, and then the creature that decides to haunt fucking Angie's mind. I think that's what the void is. Like, it's the inner mind. Anyway, the creature haunts Angie's mind, and the creature is like, oh, find the liar in your team, Angie. And Angie is like, nah, and proceeds to do nothing about his hallucinations. To the point, he sees another entity, and the entity is like, bruh, do your job, bruh, and breaks his fingers in his nightmare. Also, this bunny creature exists for some reason. Maybe it's like a clone of Red Scout, you know, the distorted Red Scout that Angie saw on Sawmill, but now the distorted Scout finds a rabbit mask and puts on to differentiate itself from the Red Scout, I guess. And then Blue team is going to absolute shit. Blue Heavy is just a fucking monster. They lobotomize their medic, first of all, kill their soldier for no reason, drive their demo man to low-tier god himself, and they have the TF2 classic team under their sewers for whatever fucking reason. Also, Miss Pauling is so out of character. Miss Pauling is crying for I don't know what, maybe because Scout yelled at her, which kind of is justified. Like you're telling him he's going insane without actually helping him. Like, of course he's gonna fucking yell at you. Anyway, it also makes no sense for Miss Pauling to cry, because Miss Pauling is supposed to be a fucking psychopath, okay? She kills people with no remorse. That's her job. And finally, at the current and latest video, Red Scout finds a camera, and he's like, I gotta show this to Angie. And then he gives the camera to Angie, and that's where the series ends. I'm not gonna make if Choose TF uploads like the minute before I upload this video, I'm gonna fucking jump off a bill. Okay. That was my timeline, my interpretation of the series. And obviously I skipped a lot of the useless filler episodes, since they're basically like, oh, look how sad everyone is at this moment. And that's it. An example of the filler episode would be like the Blue Spy coming to comfort Pyro because Pyro's sad. And honestly, if the episode was removed, it probably wouldn't affect the series too much. But all the episodes have these little hints, like, I guess, I mean, in the Discord server, in the character relationships, it is said that Pyro is in a relationship with Red Scout, and it's like hinted at the series. So I guess that's what this episode was about. It was hinting at the Pyro like being in a relationship with Red Scout, which it did a really bad job of doing that. I just thought Pyro was sad for no reason. Anyway, that's it. yeah, that's the whole series. My recap of it. It's still ongoing, by the way. So, subscribe. Subscribe to my channel if you want more video essays on shitty ARGs. And subscribe to Choose TF. It's going to be in the description and in the comments. Yeah, you know it. Show the creator bitepop some support. They're great. They're amazing. And that's it. And remember, send any digital horror you find, okay? ARGs, TF2, Gmod, whatever. Any digital horror. Analog horror is fine too. Anything you find, send it to this email right up here. official.durkey@gmail.com, so I can cover it eventually. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye. Just kidding. Thanks for watching. Bye.